Good day guys, before I introduce myself, I hope everyone is safe and healthy with their families at home. So, I'm Carmelo Louise Alcala from BSAMT 2A. So, we have given a task by our Professor Sir Michael Pabustan from our subject Engine System Laboratory. So, the task is to discuss a certain topic from our subject. So, the topic that I chose is induction system of a reciprocating engine. So, let's start with the question, what is a reciprocating engine? Reciprocating engine, or also called piston engine, is used to power the conventional vehicles that we use for transportation, work, and pleasure. So, reciprocating nowadays is very useful for us to transport, for work. So, it is very useful. So, reciprocating engines have major components. Without these components, a reciprocating engine cannot work or cannot be built. So, I will discuss the major components of a reciprocating engine. The first component of a reciprocating engine is the crankcase. Crankcase is the housing for the crankshaft. It is located below the cylinders. So, crankcase is also the foundation of an engine. So, it is very important for the engine. So, the next component is cylinders. Cylinders is the portion which the power is developed, or which the combustion chamber located. So, the cylinders have four arrangements. So, what are the four arrangements of a cylinder? The four cylinder arrangements are inline, horizontally opposed inline, V inline, and radial. So, those are the four cylinder arrangements. So, the next component that a reciprocating engine have is the pistons. Pistons is a cylindrical member which moves back and forth within a steel cylinder. So, the next component is connecting rod. Connecting rods is the one who carries the force produced by the pistons into the crankshaft. So, the next component is the valves. What is the use of the valves? Valves let air in and out of the cylinders. So, in an engine, we have two kinds of valves: the intake and the exhaust. So, the intake valves is wherein the air pass in to the cylinder. So, the exhaust valve is the one who the burned gases pass through. So, that's the function of the valve. The next one is the crankshaft. Crankshaft is the backbone of the reciprocating engine. So, these are the main components of a reciprocating engine. Without these components, a reciprocating engine cannot work or cannot be built. So, we're done with the reciprocating engine. So, let's proceed to the induction system. So, what is induction system? Induction system brings in air from the outside and mixes it with fuel and delivers the fuel and air mixture to the cylinder where combustion occurs. So, outside air enters the induction system through an intake port located in front of the engine cowling. This port is normally contains air filter. So, what is air filter? Air filter is the one who inhibits the entry of dust and foreign objects. But air filter occasionally become clogged. So there is an alternate source of air must be available in an aircraft. So usually aircrafts has an alternate source of air. It usually comes from inside the engine cowling. It bypasses the clogged air filter. So some alternate source of air functions automatically while others is manually. So we're done in induction system. So induction system have two system in a small aircraft engine. We have two induction system used in a small aircraft engine. The first system is the carburetor system. Carburetor system is separate in two categories, the flow type and pressure type. So the flow type is the most common carburetor type. So, the second one is the pressure type. The pressure type is usually not found on small aircraft, and it delivers fuel under pressure by a fuel pump. So that are the two categories of carburetor system. So what is a fuel injection system? A fuel injection system is In fuel injection system, the fuel is injected directly to the cylinder. So that's the two induction system used in a small engine aircraft. So let's proceed to the non-supercharged induction system using a carburetor. So here is the diagram, schematic diagram of a non-supercharged induction system using a carburetor. So the first component in this induction system is the air filter. So as said earlier, air filter inhibits the entry of dust or foreign objects to the engine. So air filter prevents or inhibits the dust or foreign objects to enter. So the next component is carburetor air valve. Carburetor air valve is valve that where a warm air passes. So it is used for carburetor icing. So the next component is the air intake duct. What is air intake duct? Air intake duct is where the air is passway to the carburetor. It is the air passageway to the carburetor. So it is where the air passes to enter the carburetor. So the next component is drain line. What is the drain line? It is a component that drains the moisture from the carburetor or from the induction system. So the next component is temperature bulb. Temperature bulb is a sensor that order the accurate sense of temperature. So temperature valves reads the temperature of a carburetor. So the next component is carburetor. What is a carburetor? Carburetor is a device that mixes air and fuel for internal combustion engine. So the next component is cold air actuator lever. It is a lever to make the cold air enter the carburetor. So that's the induction system for a reciprocating engine. I hope you learned something from the discussion that I give. Thank you for listening.